Hi, I'm Donnie Harris. I'm doing a BA in sustainability, and I'm from Indiana, Pennsylvania, currently living in Newport, Pennsylvania. Um, so sustainability for me is always an evolving definition. As of today, and the readings we just, and because of the readings we just had, I guess my definition would be sustainability is about ensuring a prosperous society where future generations are able to maintain and hopefully improve a quality of life while not inheriting unpayable. There we go. While not inheriting unpayable ecological, societal, economical debts from their ancestors. And I prefer to use the word ancestors instead of past generations like I've seen in other places because I believe part of the way to solve this problem is realizing how inter and intra connected humans are to each other and to nature. And I just think ancestors and descendants create a more familial connection to people we don't know. Um, and so because of the importance and urgency of realizing this connection, I believe it's best to bring powerful human emotions into this equation, such as protection and love for family. And humans seem to be most productive when they feel threatened. And I think it's essential to harness and direct that fear into a positive direction instead of ignoring it. Um, so why I chose Peak Phosphorus? Um, First off, I just never heard of the issue, and I'm interested in global and macro scale problems. I just enjoy reading about them and seeing the connections. And I think I chose this topic for this class because humans are more capable, powerful, and resilient than we think we really are. And just in my past few years of life experience in general, I've really started realizing that power. And so I'm not sure how many people realize that they also have that personal strength when confronting the what seems like impossible. Um, but I feel pretty capable of handling a situation like that today. And I just really believe confronting necessary difficulties only improves personal strength, even if you don't get the results you were going for, you can only grow from that. So some of my strengths and weaknesses, pretty much all of them, are the same things. So I put this into like a this versus that kind of format. But a lot of this all, I realized a lot of these strengths and weaknesses just because of my past 8 years of military service. I've worked in the medical field, civil engineering, security forces, and most recently power production in Fairbanks at a coal central heating and power plant, which was a really interesting experience and one of the biggest reasons why I decided to go for this degree. Just coming home covered in coal dust and coughing out black stuff disgusted me. And uh, a lot of the experience also allowed me to live all around the world. I've lived in Alaska, Germany, Mexico, Kuwait, Mississippi. I'm from Pennsylvania and back here again. And I think that that's really helped me visualize a bigger picture and see how many players are really in this and that we all have different needs and different abilities and different priorities. Um, so one of my biggest strengths, I think, is my confidence in decision making, even without full intel. Um, because sometimes, especially in these urgent matters, action needs taken, and you just need to take it and hope that you made the right decision. And you probably most of the time you did, if you're a pretty thoughtful person. But then I also struggle with that the other side of that is arrogance and overconfidence. Um, yeah, so just finding that balance. The second strength slash weakness would be socially adaptive. I feel like I deal fairly well with humanoids, but at the same time, I have to stay aware that it's easy to become a social butterfly and just start pleasing people and telling people what they want to hear instead of actually being productive. Um, Another big one is I'm highly passionate and sensitive to human suffering. I really just feel it deep down in my bones whenever I start reading about it and learning about it. But the other side of that is it can give me a debilitating anxiety that I just stay aware of that and learn how to redirect that powerful emotion like anxiety towards something positive. Another thing, one of my hobbies is just researching multiple topics relentlessly. Someone said I have ADHD. Supposedly, I don't think that really exists. I just call it hyper awareness. But the other side of that is staying on task and finding a specialty, which I think it's one of Maslow's hierarchy of needs of specializing in something. And I'm working on that, trying to find something that I truly want to specialize in. In the last one, I just thought about as I was making this presentation that being in the U.S., we are one of the biggest players in this whole issue, and it's really helpful that we're native English speakers here. Like, it's a global language. The other side of that is I have terrible grammar, and for some reason, the more Spanish that I learn, the worse my English gets. I don't know how that is happening, but I've forgotten how to pronounce words. But I think that's a huge tool in this, that we are a powerful country and we don't even have to learn, or I mean, we have to learn a different language, but speaking English is just a terrific tool to have. And so, yeah, that's about it. I went over time a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. Thanks, and I'm Donnie.